Likutei Halachos. We are in the second paragraph of Seif Lamed Hilchos Nesias Kapayim Halacha Hey. Okay, so we just said that Yom Kippurim, the Yom Kippur, we call 6 because it's the closest to Kedushas Shabbos, where you call 7 people to the Torah. And he says as follows: Kizeh Klal B'chol Makom. This is the rule. Every other place. Here's you have another rule. B'chol Makom. Shekol HaBechinas VaAmidos V'chol HaTikunim and Bechlolias V'Protias. All the aspects in all the midos, in all rectifications, and Bechlolias V'Protias. In other words, they are all a fractal principle. You know, everything includes everything. 20%, 80% of all the traffic on the roads takes place on 20% of the roads. All right? And 80% of all the traffic of those 20% takes place on 20% of those, which means that 64% of all traffic is actually taking place in 4% of all the roads, and so forth and so on. In other words, it's a fractal principle. Every sphere is comprised of all the spheres. So we can see it, openly when sphere Omer
in different proportions.
Yes, Chesed the Chesed, Gvura the Chesed, Tiferes the Chesed, and so forth and so on. So this is the klal b'chol makom, all the bechinas and all the midas and all the tikunim, the beklolis v'bepratis. It's a fractal principle. V'chol mida, v'chol bechina u'mida v'tikun klula mikulam. And every bechina, every manifestation, and every mida and tikun is comprised of all of them. Kamvo b'dvorav zal binyan zeh shel malufim. We said this principle of malufim, where you have the nakuda, which is the mashpia, that's the mayan, that's the nakuda where the light of the ahava kedosha shines, which we said that this is principally remains in the yesod of Atzilus, in the initial shattering of the kelim, of the vessels, or the primordial stage of the bria. And the Klei Chesed, they broke down, and the Malchus, they fell down to the Bria, to Olam HaBria. But the light of the Chesed, which is basically the light of Hashem's love to Am Yisrael, remains in the Yesod where it was in Atzilus, and it actually keeps on transmitting Ahava to all the pieces that are lost inside the klipos, so to give them, to sustain them and keep them alive, and keep them floating, no matter how far they might be. So this is the of malufim. Malufim means that's the vowel that is expressed with a vav and a point in the middle, where the Litvakas and Chabad they say, and the Sfardim say u, and the Chassidim and the Polishers they say e. But we're talking about, it's called malufim. Malufim is a word that is made. It's 2 words in Aramaic, which means melah. Pum. Pum in Aramaic is mouth. Melah means full. The mouth is full. Once the mouth is the kliya bracha, the words is the kliya bracha. He says, Achev picha v'amaleo. Open up your mouth, widen your mouth, and I will fill it. That's why we need to daven and dafka with words, because the words are the kliya bracha. So the nekuda, that dot in the middle of the vav, which is that nekudas ahava, that's the mashpia is, as we said, is in the Yesod of Atzilus. And the Vav represents the Bria, represents the heart. The heart is the Makabel. That's the media upon which the message is inscribed. The message is the Nakuda. The heart is the media. Without the media, you cannot receive the message. So the principle is connect the media to the message. Connect the heart to the Nakuda. The Nakuda is Chochmah. That's the wisdom. That's the message. And the heart is the media. That's the book. That's the newspaper. That's the Luchas Abris. That's the world with the Torah. V'chula v'chula. It's the heart of every single person with the tzaddik v'chula, as we'll see here. So this is the Tikkun HaMalufim. This Malufim is also a fractal principle. That's the reason. Even though it is a constant occurrence that every single day the Nekuda shines. And every single person, the Nekuda shines in him in an individual manner which is irreplicable, by anybody else. Still, the simple person, in the relationship between a simple person and the Rav and the Tzaddik who is Mashpia, who bestows upon him, he is, over here is the Vav, he is the heart. And the Tzaddik is the Yud, he is the projector of the Chochmah, B'chinas HaNekuda. The same way, every day, neged yom hagodol mimeno, when compared to a day that is greater, that is higher, that is more exalted than that day, the lower day is a vav keneged the higher day, who is the yud. Obviously, the yud is the mashpia, and the vav is the makabel. You can also say, that the mashpia is the male aspect, and the makabel is the female aspect. So when two people meet together, and when I receive from you, you're the mashpia, and I'm the makabel. You are pchinas male, and I'm pchinas female. And when you're makabel from me, I'm pchinas male, and you're pchinas female. I'm pchinas mashpia, you're pchinas makabel. And the same thing, it can change between every person, isn't it? So every day, which is a lower day, is b'chinas vav, is a makabel. When compared to a day that is greater than it, is more sanctified, that is holier than it, that day is a nekuda, when compared to him, and that day is mashpia into the lower day. Aval kol hayomim. But nevertheless, even though, this higher, this ratio of higher and lower is constant, aval kol hayomim afilu kol hayomim tovim. Even all the yom tovim, the chagim, the holidays, einam betachlis shleimes hatikun afilu b'chinas vov shel avalufum. Even all those days, yes, they are when compared to Yom Kippur, depth, Vav, when compared to the Malachim. But even the Yomim Tovim do not perfect the tikkun of even being a Vav, ad shenichlal b'Yom HaKippurim, until they are all included in the ultimate day of Vav, of all Yom HaShana, which is Yom Kippur. Yom Echad B'Shana, Shekol Mikol Hashana. That's the one day of the year that includes in it, that is comprised of every single day of the year. She'azim Chalim Avonos. That's the day where all the averos are being atoned. Because Yom Kippur is B'chinas Nekuda when compared to all the other days of the year. So all the days of the year are compared, Yavav when measured, compared to Yom Kippur. Because Yom Kippur is the closest in its kedusha to Shabbos without actually being Shabbos. Because Shabbos is the actual nekuda. That's the nekuda itself. But still, the kedusha of Yom Kippur, as holy as it is, keneged kedusha Shabbos, when compared to the sanctity of Shabbos, Yom Kippur is the maluf. That's the vav, the malufim, perfectly, in total perfection. Then it can receive from Shabbos with total perfection. That is the reason why until in Yom Kippur, it is Yom Kippur in which the light of the Nekuda of Shabbos Kodesh, which never veers, that's the light, of the Yesod Atzilus, which never ceases, never veers, never shuts, is always there, shines and is being contained in Yom Kippur with total perfection. Ki Yom Kippurim, because Yom Kippurim, afal pi shekodesh me'oid me'oid, even though it is unbelievably holy, v'nikra Shabbos Shabbosayin, and it's called Shabbos Shabbosayin. I mean, what could be higher than that? The Sabbath of Sabbath. A sabbatical Sabbath. I mean, l'churi, you could think that's the highest there is. Afal pichen en kedushoso kvir v'kayam k'mo Shabbos. The sanctity of Yom Kippur is not as immovable and constant as Shabbos. Why? Kedushas Yom Kippur in Tolo B'Yisrael. When is going to be Yom Kippur is Tolo when Am Yisrael is Mekadosh D'Chodesh. So you see, when is Yom Kippur is going to occur? That depends on Am Yisrael. But Shabbos is not Tolo in Am Yisrael. Shabbos, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself was Mekadosh. So even though Yom Kippur is Kodesh Ve'oil Ve'noira, and this is clear b'Yisrael, I b'Veis is Mekadosh Mechodesh, the Veis thing that is Mekadosh the month. Val ken gam b'Yom Kippurim, in Yom Kippur, we say Mekadosh Yisrael v'Yom Kippurim. Mekadosh Yisrael, v'Azmanim, we say in Yom Tov. But on Shabbos, we say Mekadosh HaShabbos. Because Shabbos, this HaKadosh Baruch himself sanctifies. This is not Tolo in Am Yisrael. K'mo b'Shayim HaTorah, Ki Yisrael Mekadosh lo, Yisrael are Mekadosh, they sanctify it. K'mo Shavru Chazal. Aval Shabbos kvir v'kayama. Shabbos is a constant. That's the center and the fulcrum around which everything exists. Around everything exists. Ki Shabbos esem nekuda. Shabbos is the actual manifestation of the nekuda shenimshechet mimenu yisbuch be'atzmai. That trickles down from Kodesh Baruch Hu himself be'atzmai kiviyachol. Ki Shabbos shma dekut sharichu. Shabbos is one of the names of Kodesh Baruch Hu. Valken Yom Kippurim neged Shabbos, Yom Kippur, as holy as it is, when compared to Shabbos, ubivchinas vav shel malufim, is a bivchina of vav of the malufim, the Shabbos b'chinas nekuda. The Yom Kippur is the vav, that's the media, and the Shabbos is the nekuda, that's the source of the chokhmah. Rak shebiyom Kippurim, there's a very, very special mila. Shenishlemes b'chinas havav betachlis hashlemus. This is when the vav reaches its ultimate perfection. More than any other day of the year. That's why it's the closest one to the Nakuda in essence. When the Vav, which is the heart, that's a manifestation of the tablets. When that is being, when the receptor is perfect, as the way it can be, even easily you receive the light of the Nakuda naturally, which is, the Nakuda is the 10 Commandments, B'chinas Dushas Shabbos. V'alken B'yom HaKippurim Nikna Luchos Shniyos. That's why Dafka on Yom Kippur, that's the time when we got the second set of Luchos. Shehem Tikun Shviras HaLuchos Nishtabaru B'Rishayna. The Luchos on Yom Kippur, that's the rectification of the first Luchos that were broken. Hanokanal Ki Ika B'chinas Yom HaKippurim, the main B'china of Yom Kippur, Mira Vav B'Shleimus. On Yom Kippur, the Vav, the receptacle, shines in total perfection. The antenna is, the receptor, the receiver is 100% complete. Shu'u B'chinas Luchos B'Shleimus. This is the Luchos when they are totally complete. Hefech Shivra Luchos. This is the opposite of the shards, the pieces of the luchos that were broken. That's when Yom Kippur got the second luchos. We got it because that's the tikkun for Shira luchos shal. They mekablim ora nekuda b'chinas aseres hadibros shenechakim aleim, that is being engraved upon them, v'shiskayim le'olam, that will exist forever. So we have the message on the media, as a constant, that irremovable, irrevocable, and irretraceable, inerasable. And the letters will not fly off anymore. The letters flying off, that is a euphemism to say that the kedusha of the Torah, is so high that the world is too coarse a media to contain it.
Not ready for it.
Yeah, it can't. So Kodesh Baruch Hu had to do unbelievable tzimtzumim using the Masen Tovim of Am Yisrael, because every Masen Tov Am Yisrael does is a tzimtzum. You bring another lakus down. You do another mitzvah, another Masen Tov, you bring another lakus into reality. That strengthens reality to be able to contain, to carry, the divine message, which is the Dibros. But the minute that Am Yisrael, went and worshipped the Egel Azov, the golden calf, the Makalkan the Tzimtzum, immediately the capability of the Luchos, which is the Vav, the original Vav, to sustain the Kedusha of Aseres HaDibros, of the Ten Commandments, faltered, so the letters left it. The minute left it, the letters were actually carrying the Vav. Immediately it says that the Luchos became too heavy for Moshe Rabbeinu, to carry them, and they broke. But once Yom Kippur, the Luchos of Yom Kippur, this is Moshe Rabbeinu made the Luchos. He says, go ahead and prepare Luchos. He says, Moshe Rabbeinu now prepare Luchos. The Kodesh Baruch Hu wrote, the says that it was on the Luchos Shniyos is Yom Kippur. That's the tikkun of Yom Kippur. That's the Vav. Now the letters will never leave the Luchos anymore. That is why all the Averis are being wiped out on Yom Kippur. All the shame that covers the heart are being wiped off. They said, Moshe Rabbeinu, he says there's a specific Torah that Rabbeinu speaks about. He says that Rebbe Akiva was wondering if there's anybody left, if there's anybody in his generation, Rabbi Akiva, who can admonish properly. Admonish, teichacha. Give the person a what for.
Okay.
You come and admonish him and says, what's up with you, man? This is messed up. Yo, hey. So he says, Rebbe Akiva says, why? He says, because when the voice of the admonisher is not proper, the voice, this is the tikkun hakol, this is not tikkun hadibur. That's not a configuration of the dibur, but that's a tikkun on a higher bechina of the kol. The kol comes from the throat. The six is kohen the kana, the rings of the kana of the where the voice comes from. This is miramas to zer anpin. This is a higher bechina than the malchus. The malchus peh. The dibur is in the pen, the malchus in the lower. The kol comes before. Just the malchus is the iteration of the idea, sculpted in the raw kol. But a tikkun hakol, the kol needs an initial tikkun. So when the kol is not proper, what happens is you tell a friend, yo, you're wrong. What happens is that it wakes up the stench of his bed ma'aseh. Because as long as you don't touch it, like there's a piece of filth, you don't move it. After a while, it doesn't smell anymore. You can't. Suddenly you move it, all of a sudden it smells all over again. Ma'aseh tovim are the same thing. It's like refuse. It's like feces. This is the ma'aseh ra. Just like so. As long as they're not mentioned, they don't. They lie down. But the minute that you mention, and you mention it because the call is not the way it's supposed to be. The call of the mochiach, the call of the one who is admonishing, the one who is calling out, the one who is shaming. He causes a person to stink by himself. It's like saying to a boy, you're a bad boy. He's not a bad boy. You did a bad thing. You're a good boy. You told him that he's a bad boy. You caused him to stink by himself. Not only him, but all the oilimus, all the realms, all the spiritual oilimus that are negate to his neshama, you stop the sustenance, the shefa, from him, from his neshama, and all the oilimus that are negate to his neshama. We have a klal. What is the thing that the neshama enjoys and not the body? That's the smell, right? That's why we make a bracha, right? What's the Shabbos? Because neshama Sarah left. So why do they make a besamim?
To revive the neshama. To
revive the neshama. Because what is the thing that neshama enjoys and the body doesn't enjoy? It doesn't get it's not fed off it. It's a ze'oreach. So when you cause a person to stink by himself, you're stopping the sustenance of his own neshama. And that's why he said, but Moshe Rabbeinu, they said that nirdi nosan reichoi. It says in Shir Hashirim, they said Moshe Rabbeinu, even when he was admonishing Am Yisrael, not only that he didn't cause them to stink by themselves, but he actually gave them a good smell into them. So they said, Nirdi, that's the admonishment of Moshe Rabbeinu on the sin of the golden calf, Nasan Reichoi, it added good smell to the Neshamas Yisrael. The Gemara said, Lokach lo ne'emar. He says that the admonishment of Moshe Rabbeinu didn't take away the good smell from Nishmas Yisrael. But Nirdi, that's the Teicha of Moshe Rabbeinu, Nosan Reichoi, it added a good smell
where does it
with
say
his
that?
teichecha. What?
That's a Gemara.
The Gemara says that. It says why? It says instead of telling Am Yisrael how bad they are, even though the words of Am Yisrael, the words that he said are like, "Atem chatazim chatasa g'dayla." You did an unbelievable thing, but the call of Moshe Rabbeinu was in such shleimus. The message that they got is, you are such heilige neshamas. You are chelek elokam imam.
This isn't shaykh to you. I could.
What am I doing playing marbles? What am I doing playing, making mud cakes? What am I doing playing in the garbage? He doesn't really belong in the garbage. What's with you? He made them feel so incredibly special and so incredibly good that they felt the admonishment only brought them up. The admonishment brought them up. He says, because somebody, a guy wouldn't, it wouldn't bother him to be honest with that. But a yid, me, I should be doing this. The shame lifts you to remember who you really are. And that call, the tikkun of the call, that's the shofar of Rosh Hashanah, which is called Pashut. It's just a call without words. It's tikkun a call. So we said this is dafka the luchos had to be, now they had to be, psalach haluchos. No, Moshe Rabbeinu has to prepare the luchos. The tzaddik has to prepare the luchos. And this is the luchos which B'ezrat Hashem will always exist. Up to here, Likutei Halachos for today.